What is up, everybody? It is e.bjjcomicnut coming at you with another crazy ass video. TikTok at it again. When is it gonna stop the madness? Right after this intro. Alright guys, we've got, I don't want to call this person crazy because they have their own personal beliefs, which is fine. You're allowed to have your own personal beliefs and nobody's allowed to knock you for those particular beliefs. But then when you start knocking other people,
Sir, I'm arrested.
because they don't believe in what you believe in, then that becomes an issue. It's one thing to tell people, hey, look, this is what I believe in, and to try to convince someone to actually come over to your side. But you really can't batter people and then take your mentality or the way you think and just take it and go crazy, man. I've been watching TikTok for a while, and in the beginning it was fun and it was good, and it seems like everybody there has a fucking mental issue. Something is just not screwed tight enough in a lot of those people. It's an equivalent Twitter, but with video. Both vile platforms. Anyway, I was scrolling and I came across this lady, and she is called a vegan teacher. Some of her videos are okay, and the majority of them are just crazy, absolutely off the wall. I'm just gonna show you some of the videos, and we're gonna just go over them bit by bit. Some of the misinformation that is being put out. It's like I said, it's okay to be vegan. Just don't fucking throw out misinformation or shit that you think is the way it should be or the way it was. Because 9 times out of 10, you're fucking wrong. So we're going to try to go over some of the funny videos first before we get into the little bit of heavier content.
Hey. For fun, I went to your profile and noticed that you have dark...
So, off the rip, if you notice, she's moving super slow, almost sloth-like. Well, I wonder if that has a byproduct to do with being a vegan. I could be wrong. Shit, I don't know. Just like her, she makes up stuff, so why can't I?
Skin. Maybe you call yourself black.
This is crazy.
Do you know what I did when George Floyd died? I bawled my eyes out. I cried like crazy.
This is her justification of her not eating meat, by the way. Just keep watching. I'm going to keep interrupting because this is freaking ridiculous.
Do you know how many Black Lives Matter protests I've been to?
I don't know what that has to do with you eating or not eating meat.
Do you know how your ancestors were treated? Enslaved, raped, and murdered? Do you not know what they do to the animals right now in the industry?
Oh my God.
It would be great, even if you're not...
So she's comparing a human life. Let's get this right here. I love animals. I absolutely, utterly adore animals. I love puppies and kittens and little birdies, and I love petting them and playing with them. But there is no fucking way that you're going to compare animal life to a human life, and especially a human life whose ancestry has been tortured and enslaved. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. Just keep going. You guys can judge for yourself. Let me know.
Give a shit about anyone but yourself. You at least don't make it worse for people like me who are trying. Hey.
One more time. I can't do it. I was going to do it one more time. I can't do it. Here we have an individual who's actually trying to compare human life with an animal life, and you just can't fucking do that, okay? We're sentient beings. Do animals have a thought process? Yes, a very limited thought process. Some of them, not all of them. Do some of them have feelings? I do believe some of them have feelings. Let's just go on to another video. It just gets worse. It gets progressively worse, so... All right, let's go to the next one real quick. And in this one, she says, should golf courses be illegal?
Hello, students. I was riding my bicycle past this golf course.
You can't keep a straight face. I'm
and
so
I
sorry.
stopped and wondered, what do the animals think about golf courses?
They don't.
How do they feel when
They don't.
rich white men buy land?
Why do these women always throw rich white men under the bus? Do you know that there's more than just rich white men on the planet? You've got rich Latins, you've got rich Asians, rich blacks, rich Arabics, rich Indians, and In the state where I'm from, there are 2 golf courses. One of them is owned by a rich Latin and the other one's by a rich black man. It's crazy how they just hyper focus on that. Let's keep going.
Chop down all the trees in order to put down grass. Sort of a monotone covering.
The music
They
is just
spray
depressing.
with
Oh,
pesticides.
God.
Just so that they can hit a little white ball.
A
into
little
hole.
white ball.
In a perfect world, would golf courses exist?
Yeah, hell yeah. Play golf.
Or would they even be illegal?
No, they wouldn't be illegal. All right, this is it. I'm telling you, we're going down the rabbit hole. We're going down the rabbit hole, guys. Just do me a favor and make sure that you throw me a rope because I don't want to get lost down in here. God, here's a great one right here with some deflection for you. So that's one of the great tactics that these people will do. They are master deflectionists, okay? So you ask them a question and then they completely deflect. So this individual says, let's just say hypothetically, if you ever had kids, would you force them to be vegan or would you give them the free will to eat how they choose? Simple question. Are you going to make your kids not eat meat if he goes to a friend's house and they want to give him meat and he wants to try it and he wants to eat it? Would you be willing to allow him to make his own choice? It's a pretty simple fucking question, right? Well, the answer is definitively not as simple, apparently.
What do you mean by force?
What do you mean by force? Farce. This farce set.
To me, the
Let's
word
get the farce set.
means physically force.
Physically force. No. Fucking force. You know what? Let's just define the word force and see if that means physical. Because she does this a lot. She'll break out a word and she'll hyper focus on that word and define that particular word. But then when it doesn't benefit her, she won't. So let's us do it. Silver Fox fam, come on, let's do this. Define force. Okay, strength or energy as an attribute of physical action or movement. Correction or compulsion, especially with the use or threat of violence. Make someone do something against their will. So nothing with force, nothing with physical force. It's just make someone do something against their will. So it can be a mental type of force, it could be a physical type of force, it could be a verbal type of force. So again, what the hell is she talking about? Let's go. Long pause for make it dramatic.
Animal rights activists don't pay money for other people to kill animals.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Do we have a right to give small children dead animals on their plates?
We do have that right.
And they have not given consent to that murder? Most kids, if you'd ask them,
God.
do you want to eat an apple or do you want me to take a knife and kill that pig for you? They probably would say, I'll eat the apple.
So I don't know about your kids, but my kids living down here have had firsthand experience with actually having to go through the process of getting their food and going through the whole thing. Because I want them to understand where their food comes from. All of us have actually had to skin and do the whole process with a sheep. They understood it. They ate it with no problem. Nobody forced them. Nothing. My daughter, she does love fruits and veggies a lot more, but she will chow down on a burger, man. And no one has ever forced her to. If she decided to tell me, I don't want to eat that anymore, then I would say, okay. That is the question presented in front of this woman, but yet she lays out a whole different, spiel that has nothing to do with the question. Here we go. Let's keep going. Oh my God, there's so many of these. It's just so many of these.
You're
The
right.
music again.
Vegans do step on bugs.
Here we go. Justification.
Just like everybody does. The difference is, though, we don't do it on purpose. We don't go around on purpose finding them and
Neither
crushing
do we.
them. And we don't take money out of our pockets and give it to industries that hurt animals, that deliberately set out to rape them, to confine them for their whole lives, and then to take them onto trucks for days, and then to slaughter them.
That wasn't the question.
See, that's what
She's
being a
trying
vegan
to
is
manipulate
about.
her audience
Being
again.
a vegan animal rights activist is talking about it, and just letting people know. That's all we want to do. Nobody is perfect.
Let us
We're
know
just
that
all
burger's
trying our
good.
best.
Yum, yum, yum.
I hope you join
In
us.
my tongue. Yum, yum, yum.
Is this going to be your happy vegan declaration day?
No, it's not. So again, manipulation, deflection. She does in her I don't know what you call it, TikTok channel or what page, whatever the hell you call it. I don't know what you call it. She does go about saying that the Bible says you are not to eat animals. She's wrong, and I can actually Prove it. Genesis 9:3 says, every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green herb have I given you all things. And Leviticus chapter 7 or chapter 11, 1 through 47, you can read that because it's freaking forever long. It's in there. And then it also goes on to Deuteronomy 4:6, every animal that parts the hoof and has the hoof cloven, and to choose and cut among the animals you may eat. So in those times, like pig and stuff like that were deemed to not be clean because of the worms and stuff like that. They didn't know about worms back then. People used to get sick off of those particular animals, so that is where that came from scientifically. And spiritually, there's a whole different reason for it. Luke 24:42 and 43. They gave him a piece of broiled fish, and he took it and ate before them. You're talking about Jesus. He munched on some food, on some meat. And in Mark 7:19, since it enters not his heart, but his stomach, and it is expelled, thus he declared all foods clean. So Jesus came down afterwards and said, you know what, whatever that happened in the Old Testament with the split hooves, you can't eat pigs, now you can. You can eat whatever the hell you want. And in Genesis also, God says, I have given you dominion over all animals and plants. She's wrong about that. You can actually go into her channel, look at, I wasn't going to spend any more time searching through all her craziness. Then on top of that, she also says that you can get absolutely every nutrient you can off of plants and veggies, which is not true. There are there's more than 7, but this is just a small glimpse on this page where we can find that. So here we go. I'm just going to run through them really quick. Vitamin B12, which is, fish, meat, dairy products, and eggs. Then we've got creatine. I know for a fact creatine, the only plant that you can actually find creatine in is broccoli, and you would need about a dump truck load full of broccoli to be able to equate to a 10-ounce steak, or a 12-ounce steak or whatever it is. Creatine is so necessary for the muscles, and the amount of creatine you would actually need to consume to be able to have enough for your body would be about a dump truck load of creatine to make equivalent to about a 14-ounce steak. Creatine is super important for storage of energy in your muscles, and that's why my personal thing is I think that they're always lethargic because of the lack of creatine. It also helps volumize muscles, which helps saturate them with water, so making them more pliable, lactic acid resistant. The next one would be carcinoin. Carcinoin is also super important in helping reduce muscle fatigue. Vitamin D3, which is also something that's super important. It has to do with your skin. I can never pronounce this. Docosahexaenoic acid. Docosahexaenoic acid. We'll call it DHA. If you don't have this in your body as a woman, you run the risk of having brain damage to your baby. And the chances aren't 50-50 or 40-40. We're talking about like 80-20. And you can only find this in meats. Heme iron. I'm just going to go through them real quick. Taurine. So these are just some. There's plenty of other vitamins and minerals that you actually need that are only found in meats. She also goes on to say that our ancestors didn't need to eat meat. Yes, they did. That's all they did. They ate meat. Well, especially when we figured out how to make fire. Once we made fire, we figured out we can definitely get the sustenance we needed from cooked meat. We actually get more sustenance from cooked meat than we do from raw meat. Anyway, I'm blabbing on and on and on. Anyway, guys, this has been a crazy video. It's actually pretty depressing that there's individuals out there that are falsely pushing a narrative on us that is just not true. If you want to be a vegan because it makes you feel good, that's freaking awesome. If you want to be vegetarian because it makes you feel good, that's awesome. But don't lie. Don't say things that aren't true to try to get people to come to your side. People will come to your side if you just are honest with them. With that being said, guys, I am out. But before I do that, I want to actually ask you guys a favor. Do me a favor, go down to the bottom, hit that subscribe button, smash that like button. After you do that, drop a comment, hit that notification bell as well, so that way when we upload new videos, you get notified and you come right over to the channel and watch any new video that we're actually uploading. Yes, because we're uploading on a regular. We try to do at least 2 to 3 videos a week. Sometimes it's a little bit hard. Sometimes I want to do more, but again, it's hard. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Much appreciated. One love to all the SFF out there, and peace.